next we're on page 98. And it says to subtract and show your workings, check if your answers are reasonable. Okay, so I guess when it says check, we just need to do like an estimation, like we did on the previous pages. So here, first, just the most important thing is just to write these out nice and big and nice and clear. So I need to write 4.85 minus 4.85 minus 1.21. And feel free to use that whole space there. Just keep things nice and neat and clear and lined up perfectly. And you shouldn't encounter any errors. Okay, so that should be 3.64. Okay, and then we'll just quickly do estimation here. We could say that rounds to 5 minus 1 equals 4. And I say that checks out. It's close enough to 3.64. So we are correct. Okay, next one. It's 4, let's see here, 6.93 minus 2.19. Okay, so let's write this out nice and big again. So 6.93 minus 2.19. Okay, and this, well, we need to borrow here from our tens place. That will become an 8. This becomes a 13, and I think we can subtract now. So that's 4, 7, and 4. So your answer here is 4.74, and then let's use estimation. This is rounds to 7. 7 minus 2 equals 5. That's close enough to 4.74, so it checks out. Okay, and then let's see here. C says 5.47 minus 4.08. All right, so let's write everything nice and neatly here. Just take your time and write it out slowly. I think the most important thing is just rewriting this vertically so that your decimal is lined up perfectly and the numbers are right above each other there. Or very lined up there. So let's see here. So let's subtract. This is going to become a 3 because I need to borrow here in order to subtract. So 17 minus 8 equals 9. 3 minus 0 is 3. And 5 minus 4, well, it should be 1. So the answer is 1.39. And let's see if it checks out. We could say, well, that's pretty close to rounding up there, but let's say that's 5. And in this one, we could do 5.5, you could say, but we'll just say 5 minus 4 equals 1. It's close enough. If we said this was 5.5 when we were estimating here, we would get even a little bit closer. That's 1.5. So both of those are close enough to 1.39. We see that we are 100% correct. All right, on part D, we should do 3.1 minus 2.11. So long as we've written these neatly, we should be okay. Make sure the decimal is lined up perfectly. All right, and I need to add a 0 here as a placeholder. Must add that there because it's going to be difficult to subtract without that, or at least to figure out kind of how to subtract that without that 0 there. All right, so next I need to start to borrow. Okay, so this becomes a 10. This becomes a 0, and I need to borrow again. So this becomes a 2, and that becomes a 10. All right, and we should be ready to subtract here. 10 minus 1 is 9. 10 minus 1 is 9. Bring my decimal straight down, and I should get 0.99 for my answer. So I write 0.99. 0.99 or 99 hundredths. And that does it for page 98.